Hello guys, so welcome to this brand new video. Today we are making a simple social media flyer like this. So first of all, you go to file and select your dimensions. So select new. Alright, so my dimensions that I use is 5 by 5 and then the resolution is 300, right? Okay, so that's that, and I used inches. Okay, so great. Alright, so if you have this, just go to the adjustment layer and then pick solid color. So I'll put this color code in the source file so you can just copy and paste as usual. Alright, so after doing that, you create a new layer and then go to your source file and then bring the picture in here. Alright, so after bringing in the picture, just drag it to the top like this. Alright, so after doing that, we have to add some adjustments to it, right? We have to make sure that it's looking nicer than it is. So you press Ctrl Shift A, or you can probably go to filter and then use camera raw filter. Alright, so let's increase the texture a bit. The highlight should also be increased, and then the clarity should also be increased a bit. Okay, so I think this is okay. Then you press OK. Alright, so if you have something like this, create a new layer and then select your brush tool and make sure that you have selected the soft round brush, and then that's okay. Increase the size to about 900. You can use the curly bracket to increase or decrease the size. Alright, then after that you brush over it, right? So you can do something like this. So I think this is fine. So if you have something like this, we have to, if you look at the template flyer, we wrote some things here, right? And then we have this icon as well. But then let's first work on the logo, right? So after that, you create a new layer, right? And then you select your rectangle tool and then you draw a rectangle, right? So after drawing your rectangle, make sure that you change the fill to white. All right, change the fill to white. Okay, and then the edges should be curved, so just 50 is okay. All right, so after that you press Ctrl T to select it and then drag it to this side. All right, but then we have to do some touches on it. So what you have to do is that create a layer mask for it and then come here, right click on this and then select the polygonal lasso tool. So after the selection, you just click its side and draw something like a rectangle, right? So if you have this selection here, just go to your brush tool and then just brush over this space, right, where you selected it. All right, then after that you press Ctrl D, right, for the thing to disappear. All right, so if you have something like this, just press Ctrl T again, rotate it and then just bring it here. All right, then you press Ctrl J and then make a copy of that. So after making a copy of that, you go to the first one, right, rectangle one, not the rectangle one copy. You select the layer for the rectangle one and then press Ctrl T and then drag it downwards a bit, right? So after doing that, just select your rectangle tool here, right? Or you can double click on the layer, right? And then you pick this color, right? Okay, so I'll put the color code in the description of the video. So after double clicking on rectangle one or the layer for rectangle one, you can just copy this color and then paste it, right? So that you have something like this. So if you have something like this, you just create a new layer, and then you go to your source files, bring in the logo. Okay, so after bringing in the logo, you just press Ctrl T, and then I normally like to use this side to reduce the sizes, right? So I'll type in 5 for the width, and then 5 for the height, right? And then I'll just drag it to this point, right? So after that, you see that the color for the logo is kind of different from the color of the rectangle that we drew. So what you have to do is that come to rectangle 1 copy, right? And then double click on the layer, and then you use the eye drop to pick the color for the logo, right? So that the color of the rectangle will be the same as that of the logo. All right, so if you have something like this, I think we are getting there. So the next thing we have to do is to draw this things here. All right, so what I did was I just create a new layer, and then select your brush tool. Make sure that you select the hard round brush, you press enter, and then you use the curly bracket to reduce the size, right? Reduce the size of the brush tool. You can also use the side to reduce the size. Press enter. Okay, so after that, the color for the brush needs to be this, so I just flip this one, right? Yes. Okay, so then you just brush over it. So I think I did something like this. It will not be exactly as the template flyer, right? So but it has to be something similar, so you can just draw something, right? Okay, so after doing this, just I'll put the color code in the description of the video or in the source file, so you can just copy and be pasting them. So for you to have this color as the color for the brush, just make sure that this place here or the color here is changed to the preferred color, right? So you can double click on it like this, and then you paste in the color code, and then you are good to go. So after drawing this, you just decrease the opacity, decrease it to about 40, right? Okay, and the fill should also be decreased to about 80. So yes, we are good to go. All right, so after that, then we have to move straight to our tests, right? Okay, so just create a new layer, and then we have to write our test. So first of all, let's write the care, right? So select your text tool, and then the font I used was MTN Brighter Sans. I like using that font a lot. The color should be white. All right, and then just increase the size to 36 is okay. So okay, I think we should still increase it, so 48, right? And then the letter spacing should be -50, and that's all. So you drag it to the middle like this. Then after that, you create a new layer, and then you select your ellipse tool and draw a circle on top of it like this, something like an oval. The fill should be changed to the background color, right? So after doing that, you just create a clipping mask, right? So if you have something like this, after creating the clipping, because the color is the same as the background color, you will not see any different. So just select the ellipse 2 or the ellipse 1, and then create a layer mask for it, right? And then select your brush tool. So after selecting your brush tool, if it is coming like this, like a plus, it means your caps lock tool is on. So you just press your caps lock tool, and then you increase the size using the curly bracket. I don't want the hard round brush, so I'll just select the soft round brush and then you press enter. Then you brush over the circle that you drew, right? So just brush over it like this, like you're cleaning it, so that your care will have some kind of a glassy look, right? Okay, so after that, then you create a new layer and then you write medical, right? Medical. So the medical, the font was this Canodia, right? So if you don't have it, you can just download it and install Canodia, right? Okay, the color should be changed to this color, right? So we are using that color a lot. I'll just put the color code in the source file, so you can just be copying and be pasting. All right, so if you have something like this, let's move on. All right, so the next thing is you have to create another layer again, and after creating that layer you write free, right? So the font once again should be changed to MTN brighter, and then it should be bold. The color should be white, and the size should be decreased to about 16, right? Then you bring it here. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing is you write your PDEX. Make sure that it's in caps. PAEDRIATRIC. Pediatric ward, right? Okay, select it and then reduce the size to about 80 or 10. No, reduce the size to 10, sorry. And then it shouldn't be bold, it should be regular, right? And then the letter spacing should be increased to about 100. Then you bring it here. Okay, so we are almost there, right? And the next thing is you go to your source files and bring in the icon. Okay, so this is your icon, but reduce the size. Okay, so this is fine. All right. Okay, so after doing that, you just make a copy of it by pressing Ctrl J, right? Then you press Ctrl T to select it and then bring it here, reduce the size. All right, and then you bring it to this point, then you rotate it a bit, right? So after the rotation, you go to filter and select blur to motion blur, right? And then you copy the settings, right? The distance should be 16. Okay, so this is okay. So after this, you select your rectangle to draw a small rectangle here, right? And then with this rectangle, the fill should be switched off, and then the stroke should be white, right? And the size of the stroke should be 5. It's okay. Then you just curve the edges about 30. No, I think it should be 50. Okay, so after that you create a new layer, select your text to write your text. So the letter spacing should be -50 and it should be bold, right? And you should increase the size of it to about 13. Press enter, and then 24 stroke 7. All right, So I think this is okay. Okay, so after having this, let's just write the name of the health center, room medical center, right? So just write the color should be changed to that of the background color. Okay, so okay, so select it, right? Select all, and then the alignment should be the center aligned, right? Reduce the size a bit. The line spacing should also be reduced. Okay, so I think 9 is okay. Reduce it. So that's that. So we are done. So the next thing is that just press Ctrl Shift Alt E, right? And then you go to the adjustment layer and pick color balance. Then you add any adjustment that will make it look nicer to you, right? Alright, so if you come this far, congratulations. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe and also share so that we learn together. Stay tuned.